All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies class, I've been going through a series of video presentations I've been creating based off of the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. I am on the CSS module talking about CSS layout, and we're now getting into CSS grid layout. Two things as we get started. First, remember that like the Flexbox, there is a thing by, where is it? CSSgrid.io by Wes Bose, and it says there's 25 videos. All right. And again, I'm going to be going through some of it. Notice it says it's 4 total hours with the 25 videos. So it'll take some time. I wouldn't not recommend sitting down and in one big gulp, so to speak, trying to watch all of it. I just don't think that that's a real good idea. The other one, again, was flexbox.io, and I just was wondering if it showed how long that one was. Nope. All right. Okay, but again, I'd strongly recommend that you take a look at that. Notice 128,248 people have gone through this, and over 102,000 on this. Okay, all right. So remember, we just finished Flexbox, which was one-dimensional, and now we're talking about a grid layout, which is two-dimensional. As it says, it lets you lay out content in rows and columns and has many features to kind of supercharge the way your website will look. So a grid, as mentioned right there, is a collection of horizontal and vertical lines that create a pattern against which you can line up design elements. They help us create designs where elements don't jump around or change width as we move from page to page, providing not only a greater consistency in our website, but a nicer look and feel for anyone using the website. So a grid, as mentioned there, will typically have columns, rows, and then gaps between each. The gaps between each are referred to as gutters. So, kind of important to take a look at the picture there. And you can see the columns. All right. As it says, rows of content arranged on the grid. So this would be one row of content. This would be one row of content. And possibly at least this would be one row of content. Now, you'll notice here that there is, these all with the M on there mean that they were created from Mozilla. I have not watched any of these. But again, as you go through this, if you're confused or you see I don't have time to go through the Wes Bose series or I don't have the desire, I would then recommend at a minimum, go in here and take a look and see it, because probably this isn't going to be much more than 10 to 15 minutes long.
Clubs, events.
8 minutes, 29 seconds. And again,
I want to show you a quick
1,400
way to get
likes,
started with CSS
13
grids.
dislikes.
I know the spec can be daunting. There's a lot that it can do.
So having decided on the grid that your design needs, you can use the CSS grid layout to create that grid in CSS and place items onto it. We will look at the basic features of the grid layout first and then explore how to create a simple grid system for your project. As a starting point, they tell you to open the starting .point file in the text editor. So again, as I've been doing, I'm going to keep doing this and keep throwing it into, I think it's my download file. And let's see what we currently have. We do have some CSS in here. All right, but it doesn't look like we've got anything that's exactly grid related yet, which is fine. All right, so I've saved. Let's run this and see what it indeed looks like. All right, pretty simple. says you will see an example with a container that has some child items. By default, they display in a normal flow, so the boxes display one below the other. All right, it says we will be working with this file for the first part of the lesson, making changes and seeing how the grid will behave. So to define a grid on the container, remember previously we had done a display flex box. In fact, let's do this. Let's go into here. Let's go into our CSS right here. We'll put in this. But I'll tell you what, let's first put in here display flex.